All right, welcome in. Tigers win. Tigers win. Musso at the box, presented by Gotlet Light Installers. LSU 13, North Alabama 2. Final score, run rule. We got a lot to talk about. We got to do it in a little bit quicker time, potentially, than normal. I don't really want to get stuck in this traffic from the gymnastics meet. That sounds like an absolutely horrible idea. So let's blow and go. We'll start with Cade Anderson. He was simply flawless tonight. He made one bad pitch in a 3-2 count, and he got hit over the fence in left field. Other than that, Cade Anderson was absolutely awesome. Punched out 11, did not walk anybody. He made it through the 6th inning. That was great to see. Thought the stuff all night was crisp, man. Four pitches, 4 strikes. I thought Nate Yeske called a great game, sequenced the pitches very, very well. You saw him use the curveball to finish off a hitter, fastball, slider, and change. He got a strikeout on all 4 pitches tonight. He was awesome. The velocity held great. In fact, Cade Anderson did not hit 95 in the ball game until the 5th inning. And that's a great sign. Like, if you're looking for your starting pitcher to go deep into a ball game and to really sustain, that's what you need. He's going to top out his velocity in his 5th inning of work. All in all, 92 pitches. If not for the damn run rule, I really, really would have liked to have seen if they would have brought him back out for the 7th inning to at least start it. But because of the run rule, obviously we will never know that. Once LSU got up that big and he had to wait for what was his 3rd long inning of the night, that was really going to be it. But him going deep into the game tonight is huge. I needed to see him do it, and he did it. And he did it with his best outing so far. It's not against the best competition, and I understand that, and I'll hear that argument, and fine. But Cade Anderson got you through 6. And if you're going to be a Friday night guy in the SEC, you have to be able to maybe not get through the lineup completely a 3rd time, but you have to be able to sustain through it at least halfway. And that's what he did tonight. So, hats off, Cade Anderson. I mean, he was all over the strike zone, like we said. I mean, didn't walk anybody. That was awesome to see, especially given what we've seen from LSU pitching here as of late with some of the walks. We're going to get to the offense because, wow. But Maverick Grizzy in the 7th, the velocity was back. That was the thing that stuck out most, first and foremost. The velo for Rizzy totally returned tonight. He was up to 99 at one point, but sat 97, 98 pretty consistently. Seeing single to the first batter, that sucked. Followed that up with a walk, and it was really not a competitive at bat at all. He was never really in that one. You didn't want to see that. But then he locked back in. He started to find the strike zone again. Got 2 flyouts and a ground out. Unfortunately, credit North Alabama, they moved the runners very well and were able to, get a guy across late in the game for a meaningless run in a with a sac fly. And that stinks. I would have loved to have seen Maverick Grizzy go out there and not give up the run and, not have the walk. But it was very important to watch him lock in. And finally really get command of the strike zone. That was awesome to see. So, hat tip and major deal there. And it was good to see the velocity back up, upper 90s, where it had really dipped the last few times out there, 93, 94, which, I mean, not bad at all, right? But when you got the ability at 6'9" to throw, 100, by all means, go out there and throw 100. That really kind of does it for the pitching. One other thing I want to say about Anderson, when you knew he was locked in, like when you really knew, all right, he's there, after he gives up that home run, he comes back and strikes the next guy out, I believe, on 4 pitches. Like, didn't phase him at all, completely locked in, and just mows. I can't say enough great things about Cade Anderson tonight. He was completely in control of the game, and again, credit to Nate Yeske. He realized that and really, really honed in and just absolutely, I mean, he was dialed into, and they were on the same page tonight. It was awesome. Like, that was a masterful pitching performance. That's exactly what you want on Friday night. Now, it's also exactly what you want heading into conference play. And that's the next part of this, right? Can Cade Anderson do that in the SEC? And we're going to spend a lot of time talking about that over the next week, because what was the complaint, right? Or the one thing you would point to last season is Cade Anderson couldn't get conference hitters out. Now, later in the year in the SEC tournament, he did that. And then obviously in Chapel Hill, he got some really good hitters out there on the North Carolina team. So it looked like he was taking the next step. The next few weeks for him are going to be the true test for that. And that's going to be something very, very important to watch. And as I said, we will talk about that plenty over the course of the next couple of weeks, definitely leading into the series against Missouri. But if that's the final audition there for Cade Anderson as your Friday guy, he is heading into conference play with an absolute bang. Is anybody watching the gymnastics meet? If you are, please tell me what rotation they are on. I really don't want to get stuck in this traffic. Gauntlet Light Installers, gauntletlights.com. Get your quote there. Not just Christmas lights, permanent landscape lighting now for your front or backyard. Not just your home, but also place of business. Remember, commercial and or residential for Gauntlet Lights. Temporary event lighting as well. You're hosting any type of party, wedding, anniversary, wedding reception. Graduations are coming up in a few months. Y'all, it's March. Graduations are fixing to start in May. We're 2 months away from that. And look, thank you, Matthew. Last rotation. We got to speed this along, guys. And that threw me off. Apologies to the great folks that got lit. Any type of event you're hosting, commercial or residential, temporary outdoor lighting, Gauntlet Lights, they have you covered for that. Gauntlet Light Installers, gauntletlights.com. Tell them you heard it right here on Mooser at the Box. All right, other thing. The offense. It's March. That's what March at Alex Box Stadium looks like. Y'all, we talked about the power on this team. That it's not what it has been the last couple of years. Like, I don't think LSU's going out there and hitting, 120, 114 home runs. But I think this team's got 95 to 100 in them. And you saw that really start to take shape tonight. 6 home runs. At one point, half of LSU's hits flew over the wall. You had 12 hits and 6 of them were gone. We're going to get to Tanner Reeves. That's what a lot of people think of when they think of LSU baseball. And you might say, where did it come from? Well, it's March. The weather's changing. Now, we'll look the rest of this weekend. We're going to have some weather blow through, right? And it'll, it might cool down a little bit. But it was 71 degrees at first pitch with a south wind blowing. When that starts to happen, that place turns into a freaking launching pad. We've seen it for years at the old stadium and at the new stadium. They are positioned the exact same direction, exact same way. It plays the same. And that's what you saw. Josh Pearson getting his first homer of the year. Tanner Reeves with his first homer of the year. And we're going to come back to him because he was awesome tonight. Luis Hernandez, his first homer in a Tiger uniform and first of the year. John Pearson, first career homer. And then Dickinson and Milam just add to their total, man. That was the first real, no doubter from Dickinson, too. I think of the half those balls went off the scoreboard. Half the balls went off the scoreboard tonight, too. So, when they were hit to left, y'all, they were smashed. And I think you can start to expect to see more of that. Again, this isn't going to be the most powerful team in LSU history you've ever seen, but they do have some power throughout that lineup. And that's the key. It's throughout. You have a lot of guys with the sneaky power, like Milam, like Josh Pearson, like Tanner Reeves. We've talked about Reeves a bit in that regard throughout the preseason, right? It's this wiry strength that he's got. You don't look at him, you don't look at the frame and expect him to be able to launch the baseball, but he's got some pop in there. And the other thing he can do, he can hit for average. And you saw that tonight. 3-hit night for Reeves. Single, double, and a homer. On that double, that double should have been a triple. He didn't pick up Josh Jordan coming around first base or going into second. Josh Jordan was windmilling hard to get him to third, and I think he ultimately would have made it if he would have picked up the coach. But nonetheless, 3-hit night, y'all, that's going to warrant more playing time. And here's the thing, and we've talked about Reeves. We talked about him in the preseason as well. He was pushing. He was going to get time because of how he was performing, and Jay Johnson loves the kid. Jay Johnson's quote back in July of, was it last year? Yeah, it was July, this past summer. His quote at the very end of his answer he gave about Reeves was, he's a player I've had a lot of success with. Like the type. He's talking about the type. Obviously not Tanner Reeves specifically, but the type of player I've had a lot of success with. That's him telling you right there how much he likes Tanner Reeves and how much he believes in that guy. I don't really recall any plays at third base for him tonight. I don't think the ball was hit to him. But if you're looking for separation in that battle, that's separation in the battle. I mean, he's going to turn in 3 hits. It wouldn't shock me to see him in the lineup again tomorrow. Now, I will say this. The one thing that hampers that, you're going to face a left-handed pitcher in game number 2. And because of that, you might see Michael Braswell. But a night like that gives Tanner Reeves plenty more opportunity. And he was awesome. And, I mean, we all have known about the hit tool. Defensively, you're gonna wait and kind of see where that goes with him. But Tanner Reeves was awesome. Tanner Reeves was absolutely awesome tonight offensively. They all were. I mean, they all were. Hat tip, Derek Curiel. First 2 at-bats, walks, saw 8 pitches, earned 2 walks. It's what you love at the leadoff spot. You know, Jared Jones had a really interesting quote the other night after one of the North Dakota State games where he mentioned Curiel, and he said, when I come up to the plate, I've already seen every pitch the pitcher has in the first inning because Curiel works the counts that well. He's awesome. He's reached base in all 15 games. His OBP is damn near 600. I mean, the kid is unbelievable. Let's see. They are still scheduled to play at 6 o'clock on Saturday night. There's going to be some weather blow through. Jay wants that game played tomorrow. I'm very confident in that. So we might be in for a late night. They might be pushing that one back. We'll have to wait and see ultimately what they do there. Any questions quickly, because this parking lot is starting to empty. I'm really excited to see Anthony Ianson tomorrow. You have plenty of pitchers available, so I'm curious how they mix and match there. That was a really nice win for them tonight. Cade Anderson and the 6 homers, man. That's the story. And Tanner Reeves. That is the story from this ball game. Just a dominant effort from LSU all the way around. I also will say this. I'll compliment North Alabama. Better stuff on that staff tonight than I thought we'd see. That starter, I mean, he was up into the low 90s pretty consistently, and I was not fully expecting that from this staff, just looking at their numbers. Fire, 34-49 is Fryer DH against lefties. I think so. We're going to have to wait and see how that goes, but I expect him to be in the lineup tomorrow as well, facing the left-handed starter. I do. But let's see. Yeah, Sam, but did Fry have that pinch hit knock tonight, or did he get out? I can't remember. It all started to run together on offense. That happens when you put up 2 5 spots, hit 6 home runs. Like, it was a hard night offensively to keep up with. But, I mean, all the guys you expect to hit. Dickinson, Milam, Jake Brown, Josh Pearson. Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, that's right. It was a roped single up the middle. I remember that now. Yes, I remember that now. And it was that pinch hit. So, yeah, that was awesome. Green Z, what happened to Priester? He played tonight. I mean, they put him at first base for the 7th inning, and he had an at bat. You're just not seeing him. You're not seeing him as much. Okay, Matthew DeNicola telling me the gym meet is over. Guys, that's our time to wrap this up. It's been a quick one tonight, but I love y'all. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in and all the support as always. Love talking baseball with you gents and ladies if you're out there too as well. We are going to be back tomorrow. This has been Musso at the Box, presented by Gauntlet Light Installers. I'm going to try to beat the traffic. See y'all later.